Otherwise known by the initials KWS, the Kenya Wildlife Service is a Kenyan state corporation that was established in 1990 to conserve and manage Kenya's wildlife, with a mandate to enforce related laws and regulations. It manages most of the national parks and reserves in Kenya, protecting and conserving the country's distinctive flora and fauna. The shooting of rhinos for their ivory tusks is an incident that has given cause for growing concern over the past few years, and reports reveal that tiny fines and the near absence of imprisonment have provided little deterrent against the lucrative crimes.
Kenya has got a very important port in Mombasa, the coastal Kenya. And in fact, that port serves like a gateway to East Africa. At the same time, most of the poached products, the ivories, the rhino horns, have in the past been stopped or some been arrested at the port, or others even well beyond the port in the Asian countries. So the pathway is that some of the poached products, particularly the ivory and the rhino horns, they do come to Kenya, and then as they go out as transit goods through the port of Mombasa, and then it goes to, it's believed most of them, majority of them that have been in the past identified, goes to East Asia.
This insane demand for ivory is said to come from several Asian countries where the rhino horn is purported to cure cancer and other diseases and ailments. These outsized myths, combined with surging Asian economies, have put rhino horns in high demand, with horns selling for astronomical amounts of money that surpass the price of gold.
I hope they can stop it. We don't need to buy things like that. So I hope the animals will go free and not be killed.
We should actually team up. It is a big global now. It is a amount of billion money, because that is trade. And it goes to Vietnam now. And it goes to Hong Kong. It goes to China, Shanghai. Those are the margin. Those are the consumer of the ivory. The market is so big. I'm glad that the government of China now is fighting that trade. You saw the other day they banned a lot of ivory.
Although heavier fines and life imprisonment have now been introduced into new laws, the relentless poaching of the rhino in the Nairobi National Park, the headquarters of the government's Kenya Wildlife Service, illustrates the scale of the challenge that remains in protecting the nation's threatened wildlife. Wildlife authorities, private rhino reserve owners, conservation organizations, and tour operators have all lent their voices to the outcry, appealing to the government to act fast and contain this growing menace, which they say is negatively impacting on their businesses, as the country is widely sold internationally as a wildlife destination. In a desperate bid to stem the evil tide of ivory exportation, Kenyan wildlife officials have begun inserting microchips into the rhinos. Officials are of the opinion that the chips and accompanying scanners will allow them track the animals and help authorities link recovered or confiscated horns to poaching cases. The African rhino is currently listed as a critically endangered species by the International Union for the Conservation of Nature, while the white rhino is listed as near threatened.